Hey folks, so I know we're closed for the day, but I was already here, so I thought I'd go ahead and just get this done before I went home and tried not to blow away over the weekend. So for this level of detail, it's really very simple. The first thing we need to do is we're going to apply the smooth to the fish body, right? Not the eyes, not the pupils, the body by itself, okay? We don't need to smooth a sphere. It's overkill. So we're going to do this selecting the body and just go to Mesh Smooth. And that's going to apply this Poly Smooth Face node. And you'll notice that it has in here and over here divisions capability, right? It goes to 1 by default to apply a single smoothing onto it. You can type in additional numbers, 2, 3, right? Okay, we're going to have 4 levels of smoothing on this. So you can also type in 0 to get it back to the original geometry, okay? But it still has a Poly Smooth Face node on it. So because that's tied in, this is one of those instances where we do not delete the history on the geometry. We want to keep this node so that we can control the divisions through a control, through the rig, right? Okay, so now that we've applied that, we want to create an attribute on our main control, not the head control, but the main control that will control that. Okay, so as we've done in the past, edit, add attribute, and we're just going to call this LOD or level of detail, however you want to call it, right? And as it says on the assignment sheet, we want to do an enum, an enumerator, right, is what that's called. It's basically a menu. And down here it lists options for that menu. So we're going to select the first option and rename it low. Select the second option, medium. Should be, I don't know why it repositioned that, but we'll do low here and we'll do medium here. Okay. Let's do that again. Cancel. I don't know what was going on there. That was weird. Add attribute. LOD. Low. Hit enter. Medium. Hit enter. Click below it. High. Hit enter. And I usually do Ultra Megazord. Although I can't stand Power Rangers, but anyway. And click OK or add, either one of those. And there it is. It's just a drop-down menu that you've created on our main control, right? And then what we want to do is we want to connect these attributes to this Poly Smooth Face, these divisions, okay? This is going to be done through what's called set-driven key, okay? You've all done, hopefully, animation of some sort where you set keys. It's going to be set key, but it's going to be an animation thing, but it's going to be done to control an attribute as opposed to doing animation, right? Okay. So this is found under the animation menu set, and I go to key, set driven key, set. And what this does is it loads up this new window, and you have a driver and the driven. Okay, the driver is going to be the controller, right? This is the attribute that's going to be in control. So I select the controller and click load driver. And there's my LOD. The driven is this poly smooth face, right? The divisions. I happen to have the shark body selected, so it loaded this in by default. If I don't get this, you can always select the body, and it has the poly smooth face here, but I can't do focus. It doesn't actually select the poly smooth face. So what I can do is I can copy this. We can either do it through the node editor, or if I go to this little tab right here, right? This little bar with an arrow on it means that there's items that are hidden in here. So I can pop that open and click this little box right here, and I can do select by name. If I paste that in there or type it, either one, it will select the poly smooth face node, and then I can load driven just like that, and it'll do it by itself, right? So that's another way to select nodes. On the stuff that we did earlier, we could have done the same thing. We could have copied or typed in, the name of the node and hit enter, and it would select it that way instead of going through the node editor. So that's another way. Now, the LOD is going to control the divisions, right? If I go back to my main control, you can actually select these items right here on set driven key. So if I go back to my main control, I have my LOD set to low. I go back to my poly smooth face, my divisions are set to 0. 0 is going to be set for the low menu item. So now that those are both set, I highlight both of these and hit key. That makes it so that LOD is when it's at 0, is when it's set to low, we'll have the divisions set to 0. Okay. If I go back to my main control and set my my menu to medium, click on poly smooth face, set my divisions to 1, hit key again, and that will set medium to 1. Set my menu to high, go back to poly smooth face, set my divisions to 2, and hit key, main control to ultra megazord, poly smooth face to 3, and hit key again. Don't go beyond this. It's already way too much. 4 levels of, or excuse me, 3 divisions is enough, right? From 0 to 3, we're going to have 4 levels. All right, so now when I select my main controller, test everything. Test it on low, test on medium, test on high, test on ultra, right? And that's it. That's the only thing you have to do for that final thing. We literally could have done it in the time we had left, but that would be too confusing for the amount of notes that you guys would have to take. So anyway, I'm going to let this process. That's it. I'm going to save as. And this is version 3, and save as, overwrite my final. And that's the whole thing. Nice little 10-minute, if that, video. Alrighty, so stay safe out there, and let me know if you need any help. I'll be around all weekend at home. Hopefully, if I haven't blown away. Later.